I'm your host, Donna Cates, and each week we'll dive into powerful stories, expert strategies, and practical tools to help you take charge of your financial future. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating a divorce, or simply looking to build your wealth with confidence, this is your space to grow, learn, and thrive. Let's get started with today's podcast. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to introduce you today to Shubhra Sharma, who is actually the owner of a company called Kriya. And I'm eager to delve deep into your career journey now. So, Shumbra, if you would give us a 90-second overview of what you do and why you got into it, I would be so grateful.
Thank you so much, Donna. I'm really excited to be here. And my biggest hello to all your listeners and viewers. So, I am Dr. Shubhra Sharma. I am an entrepreneur, I'm a storyteller, and an experience enhancer. I'm really passionate about empowering women. And this could be across ages and geographies. My work really spans multiple ventures, including Kriya Hair, which is a menopause focused scalp care brand. I'm also deeply rooted in advocacy and education, and I helped found a rural women's newspaper in India that is now the subject of an Oscar nominated documentary called Writing with Fire in 2022.
And that was called Writing with Fire.
Yes, Writing with Fire.
Oh my gosh, how awesome. Well, I wasn't expecting all of those things. So, how creative of you. And I would love for you to share with us a little bit about what makes you, well, actually, let me back up a second. Before we get into what makes you unique, tell me about some of the problems that you see in the industry or different areas that you're working, maybe with hair and menopause, your storytelling. Just share with us some of the biggest problems that you see in the industry you're working in.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the biggest problem in the beauty and wellness space for some time really has been lack of attention to the body, to the integration really of the mind and the body. It's almost like we are wanting to address a certain pain point, whether it's for women or men. But it doesn't take into consideration how it might affect the body. So, really, for women, menopause has been ignored for the longest time. It's a $600 billion market. 6,000 women enter menopause daily, which is 2 million plus annually. And just 1.1 billion women globally are going to enter menopause this year alone. And to be honest, it is absolutely startling for me when I read the research on this that 80% of the women, according to a study that was done by Genem and later expanded on it by Forbes in 2023, 80% of the women feel dissatisfied, not just with brands, with retailers, but with society at large, because most of the products today focus on anti-aging rather than pro-aging, right? Failing to address the real needs of women who are experiencing these hormonal shifts. And as women, we are experiencing these hormonal shifts right from the outset, right? When we start our first period, from the time that we are partum and postpartum, and then menopause. It's almost like we are battling with our bodies all our lives, and there's very little attention to how do we make women feel not just at ease, but how to also give them this joy of being in this body, of calming this body, of soothing this body, of empowering this body. And the industry, therefore, as I said, lacks clean, effective, innovative solutions, and women are really craving for it. Like 2 in 5 really want these solutions that are easy to find, that are easy to use, do not really break the bank. So for me, I think Kriya has to incorporate all of this. It is really sort of flipping the script on menopause by focusing on scalp health that really as the foundation for hair wellness, because if we do know that during menopause, hormonal changes will really weaken our hair follicles, will lead to hair thinning, dryness of scalp, dryness of skin, and these are things that make us feel so unsettled in our body. So Kriya is that minimalist solution that will give you back the joy and the ease of having a healthy head of hair without any side effects.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and a couple of things that resonated with me, I think yeah, it's a constant battle, especially in our culture, because it's not an if we're going to face menopause, it's a when. It's going to happen to all of us. So, the focus has always been, it seems to me, on the external appearance, the anti-aging factors. That's where all of our energy goes, and as far as advertising and product positioning and such. So, what you're doing is that mind body connection and getting to the core, elements of everything. Wow, that's amazing. So, tell me about the work that you're doing and how that does make you unique from others.
First of all, I lead with legacy and with lived experience. For me, lived experience is how we become wise. And I think women are such prime examples of how our experiences with our bodies, outside of our bodies, in the real world, in the external world, is how we gain that wisdom. But we've not yet harvested that wisdom. Like, I'm a big proponent of listening to women, listening to how they navigate the world, how they think about the world, how they experience the world, and then taking those stories, exactly like how you are doing, Donna, and putting it back into the world so that when people hear it, not just women, but men, children, they really understand what it means to be resilient, right? In a lifetime that is going to require of you to be gritty, to be gumptious, to be resilient. And so I didn't create Kriya because menopause is trending. I created it because I lived it. I started experiencing symptoms when I was just 35 and, saw firsthand how very little support existed. Like, I could not find information about how to address, say, a fogginess that I woke up with, or just feelings of anxiousness, and anxiety that I lived with, like sort of that persistent, low grade anxiety. And I didn't know where that was coming from. My psychologist actually said, well, I don't know whether some trauma is coming up from the childhood or what it is. Is it your body that's changing? But there's nothing that could tell me, how is my body changing? Is this normal? Like, what is normal? Right. And I really wanted to normalize the conversation around menopause that a lot of celebrities are doing now, right? Like Oprah's doing it, Halle Berry's doing it. A lot of gynecologists are now starting to talk about menopause, starting to reclaim that conversation about women for women so that we could empower it. And most importantly for me, Kriya really is not just about, oh, let's address this one symptom of a dry scalp. Everything starts really from the scalp. So according to Ayurveda principles, which is this ancient, medicine system in India, 37 different pressure points exist right from our neck onto our scalp. So when you address them, when you use, pressure therapy to calm those, pressure points, your whole parasympathetic nerve system starts to calm down as well. Like, imagine, like, your whole body is right up in your head. So if you address the head and you start with the scalp, you are literally making the body feel at ease. And I felt like if I could just add the cleanest, most innovative scalp care, and also add maybe a Marma Bliss massage, that helps women really feel calm on a daily basis. That would be the greatest service I could do. And for me, I think it's not about anti-aging, as I've already said. I believe in pro-aging. I believe in helping women feel strong, vibrant, and confident in their changing bodies. And, so really integrating self-work and wellness practices and rituals on a daily basis that help us feel that, not just as a routine, but really as a ritual for ourselves so that we could be ourselves, is really important for me. And I build community and I change narratives, and I'm creating a movement right now, and also being part of the movement, where women are allowed to feel as if, one, they could do anything, and secondly, they could do anything at any age, right? It's not like if I was younger, it's about, oh my gosh, I am older, and isn't that fabulous?
It is fabulous, and I'm so delighted that we discovered you and are having you, because that's what we're wanting to do, is to really empower women with all of the things. I mean, my focus with my work is with money and women, and them making smart financial decisions for themselves. But you're in a total different wheelhouse, and that's so important for folks to know about. And I'm loving the phrase that you're using, or the term you're using, pro aging. That sounds so much more empowering than anti aging. Just that one shift there. And another thing I want to share with you, I was sitting here getting tickled because you're talking about all the pressure points up here. I carry all my stress in my neck and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of us do, especially those that sit at a computer all day. But the interesting thing I just realized as you were sharing your experience with me is that when I go for massages, which I do on a routine basis, I'm like, not the hair. I'm like, don't get in my hair. And
Yes.
I'm missing out. And I never realized that. Oh my goodness. So that's so important. And you have products that you're selling too at your website.
Yes, I do. Yes. So,
Okay.
do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just share. I wanted folks to know about what you have to offer.
Perfect. Yes. So our hero product is the Kriya Scalp Booster. It has only 400% organic ingredients, not three, not eight, only four. It is vegan, it's gluten free, it's cruelty free, it's chemicals free. And now we've developed this really great spray bottle. So you just spray it on your scalp, leave it on for an hour, just gently massaging it, and then just wash it off with a wonderful Kriya shampoo and conditioner. Again, based on the same minimalist principles, because we believe the less you extract from the nature, the more you give it, the more it allows to sort of give you back. So that's what we do. So we are very conscious of the way in which we extract from nature. And that for us is a way of giving back.
Oh, I love that. Well, everybody must visit your website so that they can see what you have to offer and take advantage of that. But I'd love to shift and get you to share with us what's the biggest challenge that you faced to date, whether it's personal or professional, and how that's actually shaping the way you're doing business today.
I think the biggest challenge for me for some time really has been navigating menopause. And as in how I've navigated menopause, I have sort of taken some of those learnings and those experiences and really pulled it into how I speak about Kriya. So, Kriya for me is really grounded in my own experience as a woman going through menopause at this stage, right? I'm just 39, so which is to say that I started early, but I know it's a long pause. It goes on for a long time, and I am just empowering myself in the best way possible. The way I eat, the way I exercise, the way I even talk to myself. The way I show up in the world, just wanting to spread a lot of positive energy as well as a lot of optimism. And when I talk to women, I think my whole goal always is to soothe and empower, to help and support in any way that I can, whether it's through information, whether it's through experience, whether it's to giving any kind of skill training, and whether it's through my products like Kriya.
Awesome. Share with me who you would choose to have lunch with, whether they're living or deceased. Anybody in the world, who would you pick?
That's such a great question. Um, I would absolutely love to have lunch with my grandmothers who have since passed because they represent to me the generations of women who lived through times, when their rights as women were very limited, not constitutionally, but culturally speaking, right? Growing up in a world, where their bodies and minds were never really their own. And I'm deeply curious, about how they navigated that reality. How did they find ways to empower themselves, even when the world around them wasn't really set up to support that? I would love to know more about those small, quiet acts of resistance, the devious ways they might have spoken up, reclaimed their autonomy, or found alignment, within their true selves, like what some of those strategies were. How did they carve a space for their own voices, their desires, and their needs? Did they write in diaries, right? In which language did they write? Did they hide those diaries? Did they read those diaries to themselves or to their female friends? How often did their female friends meet with them? So that would, to me, would be the best gift if I could ever have the chance to do that, if I was to go back in time.
Oh, and it sounds so fabulous too, just because times where and everybody always has issues and concerns. Times can be hard for anybody at any time, but it was so different then than it is now that you can't help but to be curious about how they navigated just the little day-to-day things. So I'm with you. I think that would be a very interesting conversation to have. Well, I would love to get you to share with our audience the best way for them to find you, connect with you, learn more about your products, if you can share that with us.
Yes, so for the products, please go to www.criahair.com. So it's CRIAHAIR.com. And you can also find me on LinkedIn. It's linkedin.com/in/Shubhra Sharma 2025. And I can always send Donna the link so that just in case people, want to get in touch with me, have a question, or just want to chat.
We will definitely share those when we do put out the podcast. So thank you so much. You've been a wonderful guest, and I appreciate our time together.
Thank you so much, Donna.
You're welcome. I hope today's conversation left you feeling inspired, informed, and ready to take the next step in your financial journey. Remember, building wealth isn't just about money, it's also about creating a life that aligns with your goals and values. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with the women in your life who deserve financial empowerment too. Until next time, stay confident, stay empowered, and keep building the life you desire.